together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we get a pretty nice card. We have a full MLB card with two doubleheaders. We'll only be going over game one, so, and then we have a full NHL card with playoff implications, seeding implications, divisional implications. I think this may be the most important day of the NHL season so far, because of the potential of different things happening. So, at least for me, because I got some potential futures on the line. I did lose one of my futures yesterday, as with the loss. St. Louis is out of playoff contention, but hopefully my other one will hit. And it potentially can today. So that could be fun. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. What went right and what went wrong in the world of sports betting. And yesterday was glorious. For me, overall, finished, trying to do math in my head, 14-2-1 yesterday. Absolutely smashed yesterday. Started off my bad, not bad, but with a loss. Twins plus 110. They looked bad, but Milwaukee wins 11-1 over the Baltimore Orioles. I end up adding the Mets -1 at plus 108. They take care of business there. I will get into that game last because I did have my quadruple up. We'll get into that. Freaking useless Red Sox get shut out. Angels put up 7. If you told me the Angels put up 7, I'm asking you how much this game went over by, and the answer was it didn't. So over 9, loser there. Over 9 with Cincinnati and Chicago was a winner. St. Louis Cardinals never in doubt, plus 110. They were up 6-0, went down, or it got tied up at 6 and then won 9-6. Oakland first 5. The first 5 whisperer back at it. Paul Blackburn. And then what a freaking game that was at the end of the night. I woke up to the money line result. I knew that the over 8.5 had won because the over 8.5 had hit in the third inning between San Diego and LA. And before I went to bed, I put a small bet on 14-1 for the Padre money line. I also had the plus 165 that came through. That was really nice. I lost a little bit of because Caesars gave me a profit boost. I lost a same game parlay on that game because Xander Bogaerts went 0 for 5. Which would have paid out, I think, 13-1, which would have been really nice because I had a 1096. I had a 363. Last night was incredible. And then to close out the baseball recap, my quadruple up. I don't quadruple up on many games. Last year, I think I did it on all of one game, and it went 4-0. This game went 4-0 as well. Braves first 5 run line, they win 2-0. Braves full game run line, they win 8-1. Team total over 5 was a winner. Full game over 8.5, never in doubt. Thank you, Marcelo Ozuna, with a home run in the 9th inning. So absolutely smashed baseball yesterday. And hockey was great too. Went 3-0-1 in hockey. Over 5.5, Carolina, St. Louis. Carolina almost does that by themselves. 5-2 win there. Their Metro Division odds now are down to plus 150. So really nice to see that there. Chicago and Nashville over 5.5. Nashville wins 5-1. I was looking at that Nashville team total over as well. Didn't pull the trigger on it. I wish I did with Soderblom in that. Pushed the team total over 3 for the Anaheim Ducks at plus 110. Won the full game over 6 as the Flames put up 6 all by themselves. So an awesome day yesterday. 14-2-1. Up 12.80 units. Definitely a much needed, really strong day. And it adds on to what's been a really strong start to the MLB season for me. I got to take a look at my analytics here for baseball so far. But yeah, it's been a really strong start to the MLB year as I'm up 14.37 units in the MLB so far. It's been really nice.
Yeah, it was a profitable day on the site. I will say, personal plays, I was against you on a couple of them, so I had really a rough night. So at least you made money. On the site, 4-2. Mets over missed by 2 runs, and the other loser was Oakland run line. Of course, they win it in the 10th inning. Winners with the Atlanta run line, with the over in Carolina, the over in Calgary, and the over in the Dodger game. So overall, a good day on the site, up 1.83 units, and hopefully we can get some good going today. We'll be talking over baseball first, and then I got to head out after baseball, and then Nick will talk hockey, and then we're only a couple of days away from NBA playoffs, so it won't be too long until we're back talking about the NBA again.
There you
go. Good morning. What's up, Real Deal? ESB, money, my guys. Finger red number 1. Let's get it. Morning, fellas. Morning, Rise. Nick Lidolo. Yes, Lidolo. Red Sox smash. They did not last night. So you're up $60.
No. More than that.
Let's head to Cleveland for the first game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Cleveland Guardians and the New York Yankees. This is game 1 of a doubleheader between these two teams. Let's get up the line history, and we'll get up the cash flow and all that fun stuff here. As it's currently loading for me. This game, I'm seeing 69% of the tickets, nice, and 72% of the cash is on the New York Yankees. 72% of the tickets, 97% of the cash on the under in this game here. Let's see. It is Clark Schmidt and Carlos Carrasco, your pitching matchup here. Line open up at an 8.5 at -120. It's down to an 8.5 at -115. Line open up at a 135. It is still a 135. This game taking place at 12:10 p.m. here. So this game, first pitch in about an hour and a half. And we went over this game yesterday. It was a pass for me. And I'm going to stick with what I went with yesterday, and it's still a pass. It would be Yankees or nothing for me if I was going to go over this game. We broke down this game yesterday, so I'm not going to go too in-depth on it. It's a pass for me.
I'm going to go ahead and put the same play that we had up on the site yesterday, which was the over. And it's these two pitchers. Carlos Carrasco is not good. He hasn't been good in a couple of years. And I don't trust Schmidt on the side of the Yankees. I expect to see some runs in this game. So we're not gonna dive deep into this one, just because we talked about this game yesterday, and we're on the same thing. So I'm on the over in this game, Nick.
Good luck.
Yo. Missed the NHL? No, we're doing the MLB first because I have to dip after the MLB's over. At least one of you did well, and Earle got effed with the Ducks and the Dodgers.
Yeah, I had Padres. That was really nice.
Together with all sports bets. Yeah, the Twins, they'd be checking in. Lego Brothers, thank you for the show, and good luck. Let's get it. Let's effing go Padres, baby. Came through last night, fading Trent's stupid ass.
And here's the ultimate question is, for me, it's an obvious yes, because I'm doing this every day. There's no way the Dodgers lose 3 games in a row, right? There's no chance the Dodgers lose 3 in a row, right?
I don't know. Jose Ramirez over 1.5 hits. I can see that, yes. Gotcha. Happy Saturday, Ebros. Let's get it. Yanks money line. I'm just going to be on the over. For your sake, I hope the Yankees score a bunch of runs for my over.
The Yankee team total over could be an interesting look as well.
Let's go to this
straight up fading cookie. But yeah, the Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers -120. for the Twins, total of 8 in this game. One of the only teams that did not go my way yesterday. Here, wow, this line's jumped. It's no longer minus 120. It's up to a 135 on Bet Online. Line's gone up 20 cents. Line opened up at an 8, still an 8. That's a massive line move here towards the Minnesota Twins. 75% of the tickets, 92% of the cash. We'll do that. 89% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the under in this game. And this line, I don't believe it moved. No, this line has not moved total-wise for this game, and we're seeing a ton of love for this under. Kenta Maeda and Joe Ryan, your pitching matchup here. This will be the third start of the year for Joe Ryan. His last start gave up 3 earned runs on 5 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Guardians. His first start went up against the Kansas City Royals before they were hitting, and gave up 1 earned run on 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and 5 1/3 innings pitched. On the other side, Kenta Maeda has not looked very good, but he has faced some really tough competition. He gave up 6 earned runs on 7 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 3 1/3 innings pitched against the Chicago White Sox. He gave up 3 earned runs on 2 hits, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 against the Oakland Athletics. Wow. Not saying that the Twins lineup is any better, because it really hasn't. But I'm interested in the Twins here. I think I've faded Kenta Maeda both starts, and I'm actually very interested in playing this game over the total. In this game, the tough part is trusting the Twins to do anything offensively. But the wind's blowing out around 16 miles an hour. Yesterday was an 8-2 game, so that game went over the total. I was leaning over yesterday in that game. Too bad I didn't pull the trigger on that one. But I think I'm going to go the over in this game. I would like to fade Kenta Maeda. And I think this is the best way to do it, because I don't really trust the Twins. So I think the over is the best way to do it.
I think yesterday was a good reminder of why I don't bet AL Central games. I had the under in this one yesterday, and then the Tigers went and scored 8 by themselves, which ended up losing me my bet. So I remember why I don't bet AL Central versus AL Central matchups. And it's because I'm not good at it. I think I bet like 4 or 5 of them this year. I think I'm 1-4, 1-5, something like that. So it has not been good for me trying to bet the AL Central. So I'm gonna stay away from that division for right now. So pass for me, Nick.
Over 7.5 minus 120 on ESPN bet.
Nick, let me know if you need me to sub in, Coach.
There you go.
We'll send you the link towards the end of baseball, and you can take my spot.
All right, fair enough.
First 5 under. 4.5.
I like
Yankees. Yankees over in the first game. Yes. Had Tigers first 5 yesterday. There you go. Game 1 of doubleheader at Comerica Park. Yes, it is a doubleheader in this one. We'll feature sunny skies and a mild temperature, moderate winds with strong gusts blowing out towards left central field, Detroit weather.
Thank you,
Weatherman Perky. Appreciate it.
I will appreciate all the weather updates.
Yes, of course. Kenta Maeda over 5.5 strikeouts. I can see that. Rockies.
He's somebody who can strike out 7 to give up 6. Yeah.
Rockies plus 1.5. I don't bet Blue Jays games. I decided that early in the year, and I'm going to stick to it. Besides the one time that they got no hit, I bet them the next game. And whenever they play,
you need a really good reason to bet an Orioles.
I need a really good reason to bet the Toronto Blue Jays, because I never get them right. Grab Detroit / Minnesota Nerfy at the top of the price that I'm willing to pay was seeing minus 130s, 140s on the other books. There you go. All right, so yeah, Joe will send you in at the end. He will get his strikeouts. Okay. There you go. Good luck. Here's where I'll have my first play of the day, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Kansas City Royals and the New York Mets in this game. Minus 165 for these Metropolitans with a total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. Sean Manaea and Alec Marsh Line opened up at a 147. It's moved up to a 160. So the line moving towards the Mets here. Line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 110. It has stayed there. 77% of the tickets, 85% of the cash moving on the Mets. The line moving towards the Mets in this game here. Alec Marsh versus Sean Manaea. We have Marsh coming in off of an okay start. 3 earned runs on 8 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 4 2/3 innings pitch against the White Sox. So considering the opponent, not the greatest of starts, they did win that game 5-3. They've won both of his starts. His first start, he gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched against the Baltimore Orioles. On the flip side, Sean Manaea has looked really strong to start the year. Last start, he gave up 1 earned run on 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. The game before that, he gave up no earned runs on 1 hit, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched. So Sean Manaea has looked really strong to start the year. The line's moving towards the Mets. The market's moving towards the Mets. I'm interested in the Mets in this game on the -1 line here because they are minus 165. I'm seeing 158 on FanDuel, plus 130 on the run line. I think that's where I'm going to be going for this game, is taking the Mets -1. And it was kind of nice to see yesterday everybody hyping up, oh, the Royals, they've won how many in a row?
They won 7 games
they're
in a row.
red hot, and they're a dog. We got to take them. Okay, sure. I end up adding the Mets -1 later in the day, which was a decision I was very happy I did. But over on FanDuel, I'm getting -112 for the Mets -1. I'm going to take the Mets -1 here. And I was mentioning this yesterday. After the 7-game winning streak, I thought that was a good potential sell high spot for the KC Royals. And I'll look for them to do. I'll look for another sell high spot here for the Royals in this spot. I think the Royals are decent, but they're good for an AL Central team. They're not a good baseball team, but they're a good AL Central team. So I'll be taking the Mets -1 here, around -112.
There you go. Wow, I'm just looking through BetStamp. There's a huge MLS card today. That should be.
Who cares?
Fun. Well, I might bet a couple games. I'm on the Mets. This is a team that, since their 0-5 start, is now 6-2 in their last 8 games. And one of the big things that they were struggling with was offense. Well, ever since going to Atlanta, their offense is clicking. 8 runs, 5 runs, 16 runs, 6 runs. Not to mention, this Mets team still has the #1 ERA in the National League. So they've been solid there. And after last night's game, they moved up to 6th. The only teams they are trailing are Boston, New York, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Detroit. 3 of those teams are in the AL Central, where the teams in the AL Central can't freaking hit. So this is a Mets team that has really solid pitching. Manaea has been really solid this year. He's allowed a solid 1 run in 11 innings pitch. I know a lot of people were laughing about the Sean Manaea pickup and all that stuff. I said I think I really like that pickup because you're starting to see his velocity go up. You're starting to see his velo or his RPMs in his breaking pitches go up. And he worked a lot in the offseason. He looks really, really good right now. Mets run line at plus 133 is how I'm going to go in this one.
I like it.
Twins will hit them. Tigers will get rocked today. Interesting. Pass Nerfy and Tiger game. Under 4.5 first 5. I can't trust them full game. Sweating out 2 unders in Finland hockey playoffs. You enjoy that. Who are you taking the MLS? Nothing at the moment. I have not looked at the MLS card. I will be looking at it in between when Nick goes over games. And it's mostly just looking at ticket stuff and seeing what teams are getting the most amount of money on them. And I'm betting the opposite side. By the way, EPL play on Bournemouth versus Manchester United. Figure I'd throw that one in there for soccer. Anyways, let's head to more baseball, Nick. And I like this game.
Yeah, we have the Chicago White Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds, minus 125 favorites in this game with a total of 7.5 in this one. We have Lodolo taking on Garrett Crochet. Great pitching matchup here in this one. Line open up in a 9 and even money. It's down to an 8.5, kind of what I expected from this matchup. Line open up at a -135 for the Reds. It's down to a 120. So we've had to move towards the White Sox. We've had to move towards the under here, expecting Garrett Crochet to pitch. Well, last game Crochet pitched. I remember I doubled down on him pitching well with the first 5 money line and the first 5 under. He gave up a home run with 2 outs or he gave up a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 5th inning to push the first 5 under 5, but still cashed the first 5 money line. Lodolo making his first start of the year. He looked bad last year. Only 34 1/3 innings pitched. Started 7 games, 2-1 with a 6.29 ERA. But not much of a sample size. Garrett Crochet, this is going to be his 4th start of the year, and he's looked great. 1 earned run on 5 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts against the Tigers to start the year. Then went up against a really good Braves lineup. 1 earned run on 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched. And then went up against the Royals, gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. He's had a quality start in all 3 of his appearances, and I kind of look for him to do the same here. We have 38% of the tickets, 79% of the cash is on the White Sox, and we have 83% of the cash is on the under in this game here. I'm going to stay off the under, but I'm going to go with the White Sox in the first 5 innings. Is the way I'm going to approach this game. And because I don't want to mess with that bullpen at all when it comes to the White Sox, because their bullpen is terrible. So I'm getting there's a few spots that you can get this line. I'm gonna go over to bet 365 for this one. First 5 money line for the White Sox at -105.
What are your thoughts on the under?
I can only look under in this game. I just don't know what to expect from Lodolo.
Well, it's not so much Lodolo for me. The offense on the White Sox has to be one of the worst in baseball. Let's just make sure. Yeah, they rank dead last in runs per game. 2.31 runs per game, which is 30th. Yeah, this is a team that is not good. And I remember I did a couple of free pick videos with Lenny talking about this game, saying I like the under. Crochet is a guy that I looked into. First round, 11th overall in 2020 out of the University of Tennessee. So he's coming from a good college. I really like him. I think he could slow down the offense of the Cincinnati Reds. And I gave out the under in this game. I really like this pitching matchup.
Yeah, I think it's a strong matchup. I think if I would be attacking an under, it would be more of a Reds team total under.
That works with
personally.
me.
Because my main worry with this game is what does Lodolo look like, and I know because
there's a better team to go after in his first game back after over a year off.
Oh, this is a great matchup for him for his first game back. Yeah, this is a good team for him to go up against, but still, it's one of those where that's why I'm targeting the White Sox rather than the under. Is because I feel like I can trust Crochet. I don't know if I can trust Lodolo yet.
There you go. No soccer here. All right, that's fine. By the way, no MLS because there was not enough ticket numbers on anything. Sox or nothing. Nuggets repeat. Yes, Nuggets repeat. Nuggets win the championship. Yes, they do. I don't bet MLS. I never bet MLS. I'm open to trying it. I would have, but the most tickets I saw on a game that had ticket numbers and stuff on a side, it was like 96% of tickets or something on one side, and it was like 200 tickets. So it was like nothing. So it was not enough. Nick, you said it's Action Network.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up that to see if there's anything involving the MLS with that, but we'll I'll go from there. But they don't have MLS on here. Oh, soccer.
No.
But But I have nothing in terms of that at the moment, but I'll let you guys know in a little bit when I do. Switzerland versus Germany in the Women's World Hockey Championship starting now. Good luck. Why bet MLS when you could bet European soccer? I could bet EPL and MLS. You could put up on the site. No, they're not. Yes, they are. But Markel thinks the Lakers are going to win the championship. So no. Let's go to this game, Nick.
Yeah. Toronto Blue Jays minus 190 favorites. Total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. There we go. We have Rodriguez going for Toronto. It looks like there was a pitching change. Line opened up at a 175 up to a 185. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 110 on both sides. It's still a 9. We have 14% of the tickets, 29% of the cash is on the Rockies. The line moving 10 cents towards the Blue Jays. So the line moving towards the Blue Jays kind of makes sense with the tickets and the cash coming in on the mirror. Let's see. It is Earle Rodriguez making his MLB debut today. So that's a big question mark there against Dakota Hudson. Who's making his third appearance. In his first start, gave up no earned runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 5 1/3. There was 3 runs scored on him, but they were all unearned. 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Rays as well. This game, I would like to take a deeper look into Earle Rodriguez. I have no interest in this game though at the moment. Because I don't like trying to guess on first starts for some pitchers, especially ones I don't know. Now there's some pitchers that I do know their names and stuff like that coming up the systems that if I know that they're like a legitimate top prospect, I'll be like, yeah, I'll take a shot with them in their first game. But this is a simple pass for me.
Let me look. I'm not betting this game because it just I have no reason to want to in terms of it's the Blue Jays. Let's go look him up. It looks like he was drafted out of Cuba. Yeah, mm-hmm. He was drafted out of he played in the Japan League for a little bit. But he's Cuban. He's wow. He played for Buffalo a little bit this year, which is, I guess, that's the farm team for him. Yeah, I've got, like, nothing on this guy. He had 2 starts this year, did not play last year, he pitched in 56 games in bullpen in the Japan League in 2022. I have nothing on this guy. So, no, I'm not interested in going after him. No real reason for me to want to. This one's a stay away, Nick.
Yeah, this is an easy pass.
Easy pass for a Toronto team. If anything, it's Colorado or nothing.
Yeah.
Markel, can we just sit for a minute real quick? The Lakers are most likely going to be the 10th seed. And with that, they have to win 2 road games in play-ins just for the honor of getting swept by the Nuggets. Anyways, I thought it was Bulls this year. The Bulls have to win 2 road games in the playoffs for the honors of getting swept by the Celtics. Anyways, it was crazy. That was crazy. Jays got rocked yesterday. That was fun. What do you guys think the over was leaning the over in this game? I mean, with a pitcher like that, I could see it, but I don't know. I personally just stay off of those guys. Stay off of the Blue Jays. Lakers will lose to the Nuggets in 5 or 6. Nuggets all the way. Nuggets win that 1 and 5 at the bare. That's the most amount of games I think they would play. Yeah, the honor. Yeah. Let's keep on rolling through the games, and you already know where we're going in this one, Nick.
Yeah, Milwaukee Brewers, right? We have the Milwaukee Brewers and the Baltimore.
Yesterday, so.
Well, there's got to be a bounce back game for Baltimore right now. We have Dean Kramer versus DL Hall, your pitching matchup here. This line opened up at a 145 for Baltimore, down to a 133. Line opened up at 9. It's down to an 8.5. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards Milwaukee in this one here, with 18% of the tickets and 82% of the cash is on the Milwaukee Brewers. So sharp money coming in on Milwaukee here in this one. 67% of the tickets, 99% of cash on the under. It's 7,825 tickets in. And let's take a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have DL Hall, who this is a revenge game.
Did he ever pitch for them though?
He pitched 18 games for them in 2023 and 11 games in 2022. He was mainly
he was a bullpen guy.
Mm-hmm. But he was a top prospect for the Baltimore Orioles, and he was shipped in the trade that brought the Orioles Corbin Burnes.
Yeah, that's fine.
He has pitched twice so far this year. He went 4 innings against the Mets, gave up 2 earned runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout in 4 innings. And then he went 5 1/3 against the Mariners, gave up 3 earned runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 1/3. On the flip side, Dean Kramer, which has actually looked okay this year. His first start was a little rocky, but I mean, it was a quality start by baseball's terms. 3 earned runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and 5 1/3 innings pitched. In the second game, he looked great. No earned runs on 5 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched. In that 3-2 loss against the Pirates, where the Pirates walked it off on the error. This is Brewers or nada for me. And the markets, like yesterday, are screaming the Brewers take care of business in this game. And we're getting nice little plus price tag on them here. Plus 125 is the best I'm seeing here. It is Brew Crew or nothing for me. And I wouldn't be surprised if I added it later in the show.
I mean, of course it's the Brewers today. They just won 10-1. No, okay. I am on the Orioles again. It's a everyday occurrence thing, and I'm just going to keep going with it. I know you shake your head every day and whatever. I know I lost with them yesterday. Hey, I was a clown. You know what? It happens. I should have cashed out of it when I saw everybody was on Milwaukee, but I didn't. They're not going to win every single game. I do not expect them to win every single game. But betting the Orioles every single day at the end of the year will be profitable. So I'm ready to just keep firing away at them and go from there.
Good luck. I'm very tempted on the Brewers at plus 125 here.
Okay. Back to the chat, Nick. I'm posting out my Orioles thing on Twitter now.
Where do you leave off?
It shows 4 chats.
What's good, Nicholas? Handy. Kramer under 5.5 strikeouts. Yeah. Sorry, Tim. I think the Brew Crew get him. Yeah. I think the Brewers win this game. The Orioles has a shot to beat them tomorrow with Burnes pitching, and that I'm more interested in the Orioles tomorrow with the Burnes revenge game, especially after they.
If anything, that'd probably be the one game I wouldn't be interested in them in, because everybody's going to think that, but I'm going to be on the Orioles every day regardless.
Well, the the Brewers did not give Burnes the contract he wanted, so I could see why he'd be pissed at him. Morning, what's good, Joe Rabbit? We'll move on, though, to the next game. Battle of Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Philadelphia Phillies. Line opening up at a 145 for the Fighting Phils. It's up to a 149. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 120. It is now down to a 9 at minus 107. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards the Phillies in this game here. Taking a look at the cash flow here, where we have If I can find this, that'd be cool. There we go. 68% of the tickets and 96% of the cash on the Phillies, with the line moving towards Philadelphia in this game. 50% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the over. And with this line moving towards the under, which is kind of interesting, which draws my attention maybe to an under in this spot. One thing that kind of makes me nervous is the pitcher on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is Marco Gonzalez. He's actually not, my bad. He's looked actually pretty good so far this season. Against the two DMV teams, he gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the Nationals. 2 earned runs on 5 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Orioles. So he's looked good in his 2 starts. On the flip side, Spencer Turnbull, I believe, has looked a little bit better this year. He's looked great this year. No earned runs at all this year. No earned runs, 3 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the Reds. No earned runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Cardinals. So he's looked great in both of his starts, which draws my attention towards this under, because with all the tickets and all the cash coming in on the over in this game, 50% of tickets, 95% of the cash on the over, and this line moving down 13 cents is really telling me that this game is an under in this spot. And we're seeing 8.5s now pop up when this was a 9, if I remember right. On Bet Online, it's still hanging at 9, but I'm seeing a lot of 8.5s now, and all across the legal books, it's all 8.5s for the most part. The first 5 total here, I can get a 5 at -120 on ESPN Bet. I'm going to move on that here. First 5 under 5, Pittsburgh and Philly in this one here. The markets are screaming under. Marco Gonzalez has actually looked pretty decent, and Spencer Turnbull has figured something out. And I look for him to continue that here in this game.
I like Pittsburgh. This is just a team that's continuing to play well. And they're just a team that I want to back. A nice win yesterday, 5-2 with Falter on the mound. And with Marco Gonzalez today, Marco Gonzalez is a guy that I like to back. They've won both of his starts so far. He's allowed a combined 3 earned runs. Yeah, I know Turnbull is off to a good start, but I think he regresses a little bit. I like the Pittsburgh Pirates on the road today in this one, to just kind of another good spot for the Pittsburgh Pirates to keep their momentum rolling. There will be a point where I want to start to fade them. I just don't feel like this is the game yet.
Fair.
Pass. Sounds good. Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
Yeah. Here we go. We have the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. Astros -155 favorites in this game, with a total of 9.5 in this game. Kind of shocking that they're this big of a price with the way they're pitching. We have Reinal Blanco versus Andrew Heaney. And the line's dropped
for the Astros so far.
Yeah, Reinal Blanco's look good. And the lines moved towards these Texas Rangers. Line opened up at 155 down to a 141. Line opened up at a 9.5 even money. It's now a 9.5 -107. So the line moving towards the over, and the line moving towards the Rangers in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here, where we have 65% of the tickets and 88% of the cash is coming in on the Astros, which is kind of confusing with the line moving towards the Rangers in this game, which tells me probably the Rangers are a live dog in this game. Also, probably people are seeing the Astros playing the way they are right now and not wanting to lay a number on them here. Andrew Heaney and Reinal Blanco. Heaney just went up against this Astros team and got lit up. 6 earned runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 3 2/3 innings pitched. The Astros do hit lefties really well. And then on the flip side, Reinal Blanco, after throwing the no-hitter against the Toronto Blue Jays, followed that up with 6 one-hit innings against this Texas Rangers team. No earned runs on 1 hit, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched. I could see the script flipping here, and that's kind of what the markets are telling us, is that Heaney pitches well and Blanco does not. I'm going to pass on this one here for right now. But I mean, at the way this line's moving, it's telling me Rangers, but I just don't trust Heaney.
It's Rangers or nothing until the Astros figure whatever the hell's going on with them out. That's the way I feel on this one. And it's plus money for the Rangers. Yeah, Ronald Blanco's looked good this year. He's the only thing that's looked good for the Astros so far. The fact that he's gone 15 innings with only allowing one hit. So he's been solid. So it kind of makes sense on why they're that big of favorites. But at the same time, a team that is 4-11 is that big of favorites. It kind of just reminds me, and it goes back to, and I know I made the example yesterday, Edmonton. Earlier in the year, they kept being big favorites, and you kept fading them. You kept making money. I think the Astros are a fade right now. I faded them the last 5 games four games when they got swept by Kansas City and last night against the Rangers. So this is just a team that I think you should continue to fade right now. It is Texas or nothing until further notice, and I think it's Texas tonight again.
Fair. It's an interesting line, but yeah.
Best play of the day, Reds super run line, -3.5. Well, in that case, I hope it is 4-0 Reds. Pass, Rangers again, team total over. I could see that as well. Now, everybody's favorite game of the day, Nick.
Yeah, this was a fun game for me last night because got out the first 5. And that's the way you bet the A's this year. You don't take them full games, but that's beyond the point. Washington Nationals and the Oakland A's. The Nationals -130 road favorites, total of 8.5 in this one here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here between Mackenzie Gore and Joe Boyle. Line opened up at a 101 for the Washington Nationals. Within 4 minutes, it was up to a 119, and since then it's moved up 6 cents to the Nationals, up to 125. So a big movement towards the Washington Nationals in this game. Line opened up at an 8.5 at even money. It's an 8.5 at plus 105. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards the Nationals in this game here. 76% of the tickets, 93% of the cash is on the Nationals. 4,765 tickets in. We have no cash flow on this total here in this spot. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have, where is this pitching? There we go. Mackenzie Gore. I like Gore for the Nationals. He's somebody who I think is one of the better pitchers on the staff. He's looked okay to start the year. 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 1/3 against the Pirates. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 against the Phillies. On the other side, Joe Boyle has pitched twice this year. Got lit up and smoked in his first start. 7 earned runs and 8 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 2/3 innings pitched against the Red Sox. But then in his next start, looked really strong. Gave up no earned runs on 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 innings against the Detroit Tigers. So we've seen the ability for Joe Boyle to pitch well. I think Mackenzie Gore can pitch well. I lean first 5 under in this game. That would be my lean in this spot. I don't have anything in the game at the moment. I don't think I'm going to have anything in this game at all. But it's first 5 under or nothing for me, I think, in this spot. And I lean Nationals in this game.
I was going to say, I want to go after the Nationals run line today. I know it's cheap enough to bet a money line. I don't care. By the way, to continue the experiment from yesterday, Nick, that I mentioned, let's see. There was how many games yesterday? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 games yesterday. And it was 12-2 multi-run games. The Tampa Bay San Fran game finished 2-1. Oakland and Washington finished 2-1. Everything else was by 2 runs or more. So let me quickly log that. So now there has been 55 one-run games compared to 148 multi-run games in terms of difference. That's why a lot of people go, oh, just grab the Nationals money line. No, I'm going to grab their run line. And you said you lean to Washington?
Yeah. If I'm betting anything here, it's Washington.
Let's grab the Nationals run line at plus 141 here.
There you
go. Back to the chat, Nick.
Yep. Where was the line? Where were you?
It shows 4 chats.
Andrew Heaney over 3.5 strikeouts. Maybe. Nationals are nothing. Agreed. Pass. Reds, baby, Reds. We'll see. We'll move on to the next game here. A game that made me so much money last night. And let's get into it here because I'm going right back to the Braves again today. And this is pretty plain and simple. It's not really much of a cap for me at this moment because the Miami Marlins are 2-12 this year and they're 0-12 at home. Or 0-8 at home, my bad. We have Chris Sale and Max Meyer, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at a minus 195. It's up to a 198 for the Braves. So we do have a movement towards the Braves here in this one. Line opened up at a 8 at minus 120. It's down to an 8 at minus 115. So we do have a move towards this under in this spot. Maybe anticipating Blake Snell pitch as well. Or not Blake Snell. Chris Sale. 97% of the tickets, 92% of cash on the Braves. Not a spot I particularly like to be on. Is with the public. But when I've been just doing this all year long, I see no, it's almost like a can't stop, won't stop type of mentality here, fading the Miami Marlins. Chris Sale, this will be his 3rd appearance of the year. He's faced Arizona and Philadelphia, and he's looked okay in both those starts. 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 5 1/3 against the Phillies. 2 earned runs, 4 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 1/3 against the Diamondbacks. On the other side, Max Meyer, this will be his 3rd appearance. And he's looked good in both his starts as well. 2 earned runs on 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the Angels. 1 earned run, 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Cardinals. So he's looked good in both of his starts in this game. But this is pretty plain and simple for me. I'm going to find the best available number to keep fading them. I'm going to take the Braves on the run line. And only the run line today. I'm not quadrupling up. For yesterday, it was just one big everything came together. It was fading the Marlins. It was fading Ryan Weathers. No, not Ryan Weathers. Who was it yesterday? Why am I drawing a blank on who it was yesterday?
All I know is that I bet the Braves.
I'm trying to remember.
I didn't even cap the game. I just bet the Braves and moved on.
Yeah, and then the Braves are coming in off of a 16-4 loss. Like that was why I invested so much.
That too.
That was why I invested so much into the Braves yesterday with the first 5 run line, the full game run line, the team total over, the full game over, everything correlated for me. Today is just the run line. And I'm getting minus 120 on Bet365 for the Braves minus 1.5 here.
There you go. Braves are online. Not really going to go crazy into it. We're continuing to. It's kind of like an everyday thing with me with the Orioles. It's fading the Marlins.
My ultimate question with doing like fading the Marlins every day right now is when they play the Dodgers, what do I do? Those are 2 teams I want to bet against.
Dodger online.
Probably.
Yeah. But this is just a strict fade of.
Honestly, I honestly it would probably be the Marlins that I would back in that series because the Dodgers will be minus 300 favorites.
Could be.
And I never really noticed.
Braves minus 2.5 at plus 136. I wouldn't talk you off of that.
A Braves minus 2 line. That's not a bad look either. That's
and my heart goes out to you, Nick.
Why?
Wow, Mo, I'm hurt. I think Mo's just flirting with you. Braves run line. The Yankees game 1 over moved from 8.5 to 8. Would you saw take it? Yeah, I still took it. I just don't like the pitchers in that game. So yeah, I still like the over. That's out of this one, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Boston Red Sox, the useless team that couldn't get me 2 runs yesterday. But I'm not going to hold any grudges for teams that give up 7 runs and still can't get an over 9. But that's beyond the point because we're not going to keep mentioning how the Red Sox choked the over.
Okay, we got it, Nick. Thank you.
I'm just messing around. We don't have many lines for this game available. I don't have a line on Bet Online available for this game. So we'll go over to DraftKings for this one here, where it opened up in my.
Do we even have? Hold on. Do we have a pitcher for the Red Sox?
That's a great question.
That's the thing. TBD. That's why. That's why I don't have anything involved in this game.
I'm fine with passing on this game.
All right, let's just move on to the next one because I didn't. You typed it up, but there's still no pitcher for Boston there. So
yeah, I just went on Bovada and typed in all the odds, so they don't list any pitchers or whatever there. So we'll move on. The Tampa Bay Rays and the San Francisco Giants. We have this game at a pick'em, total 7.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one, or the line history in this one here. San Fran, Tampa Bay. Here we go. Line opened up at a -110 for Tampa. It's down to 106. So we've had a slight move towards the the Giants in this game. Line opened up a 6 at an 8 at even money. It's still the 8 at even money there. 71% of the tickets, 88% of the cash coming on the Giants, and the line moving towards not enough for that with the tickets and the cash coming in on it really hasn't. When I look at it here, we get Logan Webb and Ryan Pepiot. Your pitching matchup here. This will be Logan Webb's 4th appearance. The 2 games against the Padres, he pitched okay. The 1 game against the Dodgers, he did not. Gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Padres. Followed that up with 5 earned runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 3 2/3 against the against the Dodgers. And then followed that up with not a great. How do you go 7 innings with that game? 2 earned runs on 10 hits, but no walks. That's probably why. 3 strikeouts and 7 innings.
Because Logan Webb's not a strikeout pitcher. He pitches to contact, so he's a lot more efficient. 5 and 5 is not a lot of strikeouts.
Yep. And then on the other side here, we have Ryan Pepiot, which in his first start did not look good against the Rangers. Gave up 6 earned runs on 4 hits, walked 4, 3 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 innings pitched. Had a massive bounce back spot in his next game in Coors Field, giving up no earned runs on 3 hits, no walks, 11 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Colorado Rockies. How do you pitch well in the altitude in Colorado?
Ground balls.
Strike out 11 batters.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's how you do it. And that's exactly what he did. I'm interested in Tampa in this game. And I would only look Tampa Bay in this game. Whether or not I want to play it, it's kind of like for me. It'd be just a lean towards them at the moment. This card does not really look the greatest for baseball today, I'll say. Best I can find is -104 on FanDuel. It's Tampa or nothing for me.
I was kind of looking the opposite way. I like Logan Webb. I know he's not, and when you talked about it yesterday, Nick, he's not one of those sexy pitchers that strikes out 100 guys. No, he's going to get 3 to 5 strikeouts. He's going to go 6-7 innings and get you your innings because he's going to pitch to ground balls. You're going to pitch to double plays. And that's just the type of pitcher Logan Webb is, which also makes sense of why you would like maybe the under in this game because he's going to pitch towards an under. I personally would be leaning towards the Giants. Was it enough for me to get involved? No. Peapot came over to the Tampa Bay Rays from the Dodgers. I believe he was part of the Tyler Glasnow trade.
Yep.
Which when Tampa Bay brings in pitchers, normally there's a reason why. So I think he's going to have a solid year. Obviously, he was one of the higher prospects for the Dodgers. So I think he has a solid year, but it would be a lean towards the Giants here for me.
Fair.
Plus, I feel like the Giants batters have seen him a bunch already. So the Giants batters have seen Pipiat from his Dodger days. So I think they would be able to know what to do against him.
Yep, I can see that.
Any UFL picks?
No, I haven't even looked at that league.
What team does Isaiah Woodstead play for?
Arlington?
Anytime touchdown. Pass. Logan Webb over strikeouts. That's bold. I would probably say no to that. Under 7.5, I could see that. Baseball card is kind of
What's his strikeout? What's his strikeout prop?
It's a 5.5, and he's gotten 3, 5, and 5 to start off the year.
Why is that number at that then, though, if he hasn't gotten it for the first 3 starts? That number tells me over.
Well, he's also faced off against the Padres, the Dodgers, and the Padres. Now he's against the Rays. The Rays strike out a little bit more than often, but that's just me. We've got – oh, I was about to say. We got 4 more baseball games left, Nick.
We got 3 more.
Sorry, yeah, 3 more. 3 more.
Yeah, this was an exciting game last night. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Line opened up at a -115 for Arizona, and it's now even money for Arizona in this game. Line opened up at a 120 for the over 9.5. It's now down to a -115 here. And let's take a look at the cash flow here. 89% of tickets and 89% of the cash coming in on the Diamondbacks, and the line moving towards St. Louis. This feels like an obvious St. Louis spot. 86% of the tickets are on the over as well. Where the markets are screaming, this is St. Louis. Is kind of what I'm getting out of that. Kyle Gibson and Ryan Nelson is your pitching matchup here. Let's take a look here. Ryan Nelson, my bad. Kyle Gibson coming off of a bad appearance in his last start against the Miami Marlins, where he gave up 7 runs on 7 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched. His first start looked decent, though. 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched against the Padres. Ryan Nelson, on the flip side, let's take a look what he has done. He's faced 2 really strong lineups in the Yankees and the Braves. He gave up 4 runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 2 2/3 innings against the Yankees. Gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the Braves. So this is definitely a step down in competition for Ryan Nelson. And for Kyle Gibson, I kind of look for him to bounce back in this spot. And that's what the books are telling us here in this game, that Kyle Gibson is going to bounce back in this spot, and he is going to pitch well. 86% of the tickets are on the over in this game, and the lines move 5 cents towards the under. Kyle Gibson pitches well in this game, is what this tells me. And I'm going to move on the St. Louis Cardinals here again today. I'm going back to the well with the Redbirds over on FanDuel -108, the best available number. Give me the St. Louis Cardinals in this game.
I think it's time to throw away my Arizona Diamondbacks division ticket. It was a shot. It was a shot in the dark just because I wanted to. I obviously wasn't taking the Dodgers, and I figured Arizona would be the next best team. They have not been.
I think the Padres are.
I at this point, I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think this division is gonna be a blowout, but it's a lean towards Arizona for me. I'm not. Kyle Gibson hasn't been good for a while. I don't expect him to be good all of a sudden now. He's getting up there in age. It's not a pitcher I'm necessarily interested in going after. Nelson's a young guy. I think obviously he kind of had a rough. No, he only pitched 2 games in the majors last year. This year so far. He's had a rough start this year, but he's had to play the Braves and the Yankees, as you mentioned earlier. I'm going to end up staying off of this game. It is a lean towards Arizona for me though.
Fair.
Run it back again. Pirates money line, better team. I kind of like that. I kind of like the Pirates. Logan Webb averaged a 5.9 strikeouts a game last year, and a Tampa Bay team that strikes out more. Sign me up. Don't hate it. First 5 over. I could see a first 5 over here. I don't really like Gibson. I could see Arizona getting to him early. All right, Nick. Let's jump into this one.
Yeah, this was a beautiful game last night because I had the Padres in the over, and it finished 8-7 Padres, which was great. Line opened up at a 185 on BetOnline. Still at 185. Line opened up at a -110 for the over 9. It's a -118 now for the over 9. 75% of the tickets, 84% of cash coming on the over. 86% of the tickets are on the Dodgers. The line moving towards the line, not moving for the side. Line moving towards the over. Makes sense there. And let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. Matt Waldron and Gavin Stone. Matt Waldron coming in on this is his third appearance. Looked good in his last start against the Giants. Gave up no earned runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and 5 1/3 innings pitched. Got the no decision. And in his first start did not look great. 4 earned runs on 9 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched against the Cardinals. On the flip side, Gavin Stone, in his third appearance of the year, he's not looked good in either of his starts. He gave up 3 earned runs on 7 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the Cardinals. Then followed that up with 5 earned runs on 6 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 3 innings pitched in an 8-1 loss against the Chicago Cubs. And I like it when Gavin Stone pitches because I feel like that's my best chance for every 5 games for the Dodgers to lose a baseball game. And I mean, the Padres beat the Dodgers yesterday, and the game before the Twins beat the Dodgers. There's no chance the Dodgers lose 3 baseball games in a row, right? This is the big bad Dodgers we're talking about. There's no way they lose 3 in a row. I'm on the Padres here. And best available line is on ESPN Bet plus 165.
I like the over in this game. I don't trust either of these 2 pitchers. Waldron is, I believe he's did he start? Yeah, he started both games. He's gone 4 innings and 5 1/3. He had a good start against the Giants, bad start against St. Louis. I expect him to get hit a little bit against the Dodgers. Gavin Stone just has not been great this year. He's allowed 8 earned runs in 8 innings. So I expect the Padres to get some runs across against him. I like the over in this one, Nick. The over 9. This is once again a Dodger offense that is all stars. This is just a star-studded lineup all the way down the order, and I only expect them to get better. So with me, I like the over in this game. I think it's a really good spot.
Fair. I got plus 165 Padres money line.
Earle de la Cruz over 1.5 bases. Sure. I really don't do player props at all that often, so
I would like to. I'd like to dive more into it. I think I'll dive more into player props for baseball when hockey's over.
Padres in lobby. Padres. Oh, Nick, send Joe Kryptonite the link so you can do hockey with him. Dodgers over 9, like it went over yesterday. Yes, and we'll jump into the final baseball game, and then I'll get replaced.
Yeah, we have the Chicago Cubs and the Seattle Mariners in this one here. The Cubbies minus 140 favorites, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here as we have Shota and Magana taking on Emerson Hancock in this game here. Line opened up at 135. It's up to a 140 for the Cubbies. Line opened up at an 8, minus 105. It is still the 8 at minus 105. We have 77% of tickets, 55% of the cash is on the Cubbies, with the line moving towards them here, and no information on the total. Emerson Hancock and Shota Magana. We have Hancock coming in off of a terrible start in his last one. He's not looked great at all this year. 8 earned runs and 11 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 3 1/3 against the Brewers last start. Previous to that, 3 earned runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 5 1/3 against the Cleveland Guardians. He's not looked great in either one. And on the flip side, Shota has looked phenomenal. Granted, this is his first road start.
Yep.
Though. Both of these games were in Chicago. He had no earned runs on 2 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Rockies. No earned runs, 2 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, and 4 innings against the Dodgers. He's looked great in both starts. He's gone 10 shutout innings, 4 hits, 12 strikeouts, no walks. And for me, I'm going to back the Cubs in this game on the -1 line. And I'm going to back Shota until proven otherwise type of thing. Because he's my rookie of the year pick right now. Seeing the way he's pitched a lot for the first few games, and I'm actually getting a reasonable number that I can lay on FanDuel. I can get a 134 on FanDuel. I'm just going to lay the money line instead of having to play the -1 line here. So I'll be on the Cubs money line -134 in this game on FanDuel.
I kind of lean over. I think Hancock gets hit, and I think Imagina I think he can get hit a little bit on the road. Because obviously you mentioned his first 2 starts were at home. Now he's on the road for his first one, and this is his first year in the majors because he was signed from overseas. So I'm interested to see that and how he looks there. If they lean that way, it is not something that I'm necessarily interested in getting after. So that's how I'm going to end my card.
Yeah, I got the Cubs -134.
What's good, Cameron?
What I was doing.
Had a pass. But Nick, have fun with hockey. I'm going to head out because we're going to be heading out to Ryan's Taekwondo. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, or I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nick, have fun. Islanders Rangers starts off your hockey card.
What a game to start off the hockey card too. And I just sent the link to Joe Kryptonite, so he should be here probably in a minute or so. So let me switch my stuff over from MLB to NHL, and we will get into this 13-game hockey card with a lot of playoff implications, and it starts off with big implications on this game here. We have the Islanders with a win and losses from 2 of 3 of the Capitals, the Red Wings, or the Penguins in regulation, and the Islanders have clinched a spot in the playoffs. And on the flip side, the Rangers all of a sudden have the Carolina Hurricanes breathing down their neck because the Rangers have 110 points. The Canes have 109 points with 2 games remaining, with the Canes playing Chicago and Columbus in their last 2 games. 2 very, very winnable games for the Carolina Hurricanes that I expect them to win. This is a big game for me. I have the Islanders to make the playoffs at 2-1, and I have the Carolina Hurricanes to win the Metro at +240. So an Islanders win would go a very long way for my futures-wise here. I have moved on this game already. Let's get into the line history real quick before we get into the play. Where this line opened up. Where did this line open up? At -148 and immediately went up to 160 2 minutes later. So we've had basically, since it's moved up that much, there's been no line move. And this line opened up at a 5.5 at -115. It's now a 5.5 at -120. I've moved on the over 5.5 in this game. We have 83% of the tickets are on the over. We have 85% of the tickets and 99% of the cash on the Rangers in this game, with the line moving towards the Rangers and the line moving towards the over in this one here. I have this game projected at 6.03 goals. So I took the over 5.5 in this one. When you look at what these two teams do against each other, we've seen 5 straight over 5.5s between the New York Rangers and the New York Islanders in the last 5 meetings, including just 4 days ago at UBS Arena, the Islanders winning the game 4-2. So we've seen 4-2, 5-2, 6-5, 5-3, 4-3. The Islanders enter this game on a 6-game winning streak in 7 of their last 8 games they've won. They've won 8 of their last 10, which has put them in the Metro 3 spot. And the Islanders, with a win today, can put them in an interesting spot where potentially they get the Rangers in the first round if the Rangers were to lose this game and the Hurricanes were to win the next 2 games. So I would very, very much prefer an Islanders win in this game. I have the over 5.5. I think this line is correct. When it comes to the actual money line itself, I thought I had this game around 165, 170 for the New York Rangers. So I think this line is correct. I only played the over 5.5. I thought this line should be a 6. We've seen over history between these two teams as of late. So I like this game over 5.5 between the Rangers and the Islanders. Let's see here. Pass. What's good, Tim? What's good, Cameron? We'll keep on going here. We'll head to the next game, which is the Dallas Stars and the Seattle Kraken. The Stars minus 240 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. Taking a look at the line history, line opened up at a 217. It's up to a 228 now. So we've had a move towards those Stars. Line opened up at a 6 at plus 102 on Bet Online. It is still at that 6 at minus 102. So we've had no line movement there on the side. We have no cash flow, nothing for this game here. I kind of want to see. I believe this could be a division clinching game. The Stars have 2 games remaining. They are 5 points up on both the Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. With a win today, they'd be at 111 points with 1 game to go against the St. Louis Blues at home to end the season. So they would be up to 111 with the max amount of points that the Winnipeg Jets or the Colorado Avalanche can get is 110. So with a win today, the Dallas Stars are in the play. With a win today, the Dallas Stars are the President's Trophy winners, and they are the President's Trophy winner. No, that would be the Metro winner. They would be the number 1 seed throughout the Western Conference, and they would win the Central Division. So something to play here with the Dallas Stars. And if you're the Seattle Kraken, you've got nothing to play for. You've already been eliminated. I just want to make sure a win would secure the division for them. With a win a win in general, first in the division is clinched for them. I want to take a look real quick. For this Islanders-Rangers game, I want to touch on real quick the implications on this game. The Islanders, if they were to win this game in regulation, would have a 99.4% chance at the playoffs. Lose this game in regulation, it goes down to 85.9. They lose in OT, it goes up to 97%. So it actually increases if they lose this game in overtime. Overtime is huge in this game. And for the division here, for the Rangers, it would go up to 82.4% with a win in regulation. With a loss in regulation, would go down to 32.4%. It would be a massive swing here for the Rangers for their division odds. Looking at my projections for this game here, I have this game projected for 6.4 goals. So once again, I have interest in this over, especially with the Dallas Stars getting shut out in their last game. They get shut out against Laurent Brossoit and the Winnipeg Jets. I look for their offense to show up in this spot here. And even though they've been an under team, I've been betting way too many overs, I think, with the Dallas Stars. But I am interested in this over in the Stars game here. I want to take a look at what I can get for a Star team total over as well in this game. I see goals potentially in this spot. Is there really 5.5s out there? 5.5 minus 125 on ESPN bet. 5.5 minus 128 on FanDuel. So I'm interested in this over 5.5. I'm actually really interested in this over 5.5. And I'm going to play it on FanDuel here at minus 128 because I'm already on it. I'm already on the app. I don't feel like switching over to the next one, to the other app for 3 cents. So I'll take the minus 128. I can really care less. Over 5.5, Kraken and Stars. And I kind of want to see what a Stars team total over would be, because 3.5 at a reasonable number. After getting shut out, I'm actually really interested in that as well. But I'm just going to stick to the over 5.5 here at minus 128. Was charging phone, getting back in. You're all good. Took Dallas yesterday, bet the regulation and puck line. Fair enough. We'll keep on going, though. Line opened up. We have the Colorado Avalanche and the Winnipeg Jets. This is a big game for some playoff implications as well. We have this line opened up at a 143. It's up to a 152 for the Colorado Avalanche. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 116. It's now a 6 at minus 101, a 6.5 at minus 101. So we've had a move towards the over in this game, and we've had a move towards the Colorado Avalanche, which my numbers actually, that's because I need to pump the brakes on these Avalanche numbers because of the game against Dallas, where they were negative 5.55 expected goal differential, is really tanking the Colorado Avalanche's numbers. 57% of the tickets, 85% of cash on the Winnipeg Jets. This game is for home ice advantage in the first round, because these two teams most likely will be going up against each other in the first round. And with a win in regulation. I want to see what this is real quick. With a win in regulation, second in the division would be at the bare minimum 67% for one of these teams. For Colorado, go up to 67.2% if they win this game in regulation to have second in the division. For the Winnipeg Jets, it would go up to 91.7%. If they would lose, it'd go down to 30.4%. I could see a draw in this game to potentially where the Avalanche win this game in overtime, something along those lines. I think this line's a little wide. I would lean Winnipeg in this game if I had to bet a side in this one. But for me, it's a pass for this game. I think this game does have implications for the 2 seed in the Central Division. But other than that, I really don't have any interest in this spot. So it's a pass for me in this game. We'll move on. Florida Panthers and the Buffalo Sabres. This one kind of jumped out to me here, it being a 5.5 in this game. Let's get into it here. We have the Florida Panthers minus 215 favorites against the Buffalo Sabres, total of 5.5. Line opened up at a 6, and it's gone down to a 5.5. Line opened up at a 217, it's gone down to a 206 for the Florida Panthers as well, with 88% of the tickets are on the Panthers, 2,458 tickets in, 72% of the tickets are on the under. The line's gone from 5.5 down to a 6, or 6 down to a 5.5. I had this game projected at 5.93 goals, so I thought this game should be closer towards the 6 number. And maybe this is another spot. Buffalo has nothing to play for. And Florida, does this game matter at all to Florida is the question. Because the Florida Panthers entered this game second in the Atlantic Division. They're up 5. Oh, this game can matter because with a win, they would need Boston to lose their last 2 games, or two of their last 3 games, which they're in Washington and are at Pittsburgh, at Washington. 2 of the last 3 games, the Boston Bruins, and the Florida Panthers are home against Buffalo and at home against Toronto. So they get 2 home games to end the year. Big home game there for the Florida Panthers to end the year. I could see Buffalo coming in and stealing this game. I really can. With a win here for the Florida Panthers, their odds would go up for first in the division up to 21.8%. If they would lose this game in regulation, down to 2.8%. So basically, they need to win this game to still have a chance at the Atlantic Division crown. But most likely, they'll be second in the division. With a regulation loss, there's all of a sudden 11.5% chance at the dropping down to third in the division for the Florida Panthers. So this is still a decent sized game for these Florida Panthers. Is this a game that I would like to get involved with? I can only look over in this game, which I would like to see what this 5.5 number is, because maybe I get involved with another 5.5 here. If it's a decent number, I'm seeing minus 122 on FanDuel on my phone at the moment, but I would like to see what the other numbers are for this game. But it would be over or nothing for me. I know it's been a bunch of overs, but I can see the Buffalo Sabres playing a little defense optional type of game. Florida Panthers, I think, could put up some goals in this game potentially. I see some value on Buffalo. If you're looking at a side in this game, I can only look Sabres, but I'm thinking over 5.5 here. Panthers minus 1.5. I could see it. It'd be nice if my bet stamp wants to load so I can maybe see what the best available 5.5 is for that game. But we'll move on though. We have the New Jersey Devils and the Florida Panthers. That was last game. Philadelphia Flyers minus 130 for the Flyers. Total 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where it opened up at a 120. It's up to a 125 for the Flyers. So a 5-cent line movement here towards Philly. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 125. It's now a 6.5 minus 102. Let's take a look at the tickets here. 74% of tickets are on the Flyers. And 67% of the tickets are on the over in this game here. The Flyers have something to play for, obviously, and the Devils do not. The Devils have nothing to play for in this game. With a win in regulation, Philly's odds goes up to 27.4% to make the playoffs. With a loss in regulation, they're basically eliminated, as their odds to make the playoffs would go down to 1.2%. So this is a massive game here for the Philadelphia Flyers. They're coming in off of a 4-1 win over the New York Rangers. So they're coming in playing, finally snapping that losing streak. By the way, 5.5 minus 120 on Bet365 and 5.5 minus 120 on BetMGM. I'll probably add that over in the over in the Buffalo game here. I'm interested in Philly in this game. Maybe they found a little momentum. Maybe they can hopefully find some momentum after beating the Rangers. Type of situation for them. They're minus 125 on FanDuel, minus 120 on BetMGM. I think I want to move on the Flyers today. And I've been somebody who's been fading the Flyers. But when you look at it here, I have the Flyers more along the lines of 160 in this game. And I'm getting minus 125. I'm going to take a shot with Philly here at minus 125 on Bet365. In this game, I'm not a fan of this Philly team. I don't like the way they've been playing as of late. But the Devils have nothing to play for. They are playing out the strings. They've already shut down Jack Hughes for the season. So they let him get surgery. So I'm going to take a shot at the Flyers here at minus 125 in this game for them to keep their playoff hopes alive so they can finish a point out of the playoffs in a couple days. But I'm going to be on the Flyers here at $1.25 in this game here. And I think I'm also going to move on this. I'm going to also move on this over 5.5 at minus 120 on Bet365 as well for Philly or for Florida and Buffalo. Florida, Buffalo over 5.5 minus 120 on Bet365 as well. So moving on both of those for this game. I'm coming. Talk slow, Nick. Chill. I talk. That's just the speed I talk at. It is what it is. You're all good. Let's get into the next matchup, though. More playoff implications in this game here. Tampa Bay. They're in the wild card one. They're not moving up to. They're not catching Toronto. So let's see. They're a 94% chance. My bad. If they lose in regulation, 100% chance to be the wild card one. If they win this game in regulation, their odds to be the 3 seed in the Atlantic go up to 5.7%. So this is not a huge game for them. This is a huge game for the Capitals. With a win in regulation, their playoff odds go up to 35%. With a loss in regulation, you can basically kiss the playoffs goodbye for the Washington Capitals with a 6.9% chance, nice, to make the playoffs. An overtime loss would bump them down to around 12.9%. So this is a game where maybe we can expect the Washington Capitals to step up and perform well. And I don't have any desires to back the Lightning. At this point in the season, there is no reason in my head to back the Tampa Bay Lightning. They know they're the wild card one, and I just don't see any value in this here. And I think this line's correct. But I think there's more on the line for the Washington Capitals, obviously. But one thing you got to keep in mind this late into the season, must win does not mean will win. I don't think the Lightning care in this game, and the Capitals might win this game. I just have no interest in backing the Capitals in this game. But I have no interest in backing the Lightning either. Joe, where's the unders you're hunting today? I see a lot of overs today. And yeah, I know you're talking to Joe Kipper though. We'll move on to some more playoff implications. And it's for both teams in this spot here. Toronto Maple Leafs are taking on the Detroit Red Wings. The Maple Leafs are up to I'm seeing minus 175 favorites are the Maple Leafs with a total 6.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history here between Toronto and Toronto and Detroit. This line opened up at a minus 161 for Toronto. It's up to a 175 for the Maple Leafs. Line opened up at a 6.5 minus 125. It's down to a 6.5 minus 123. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards the Maple Leafs in this game here. We have 76% of the tickets are on Toronto. 97% of the tickets are on the over. We have no cash flow in this game here. This is a big game for the Detroit Red Wings. With a win in regulation, their playoff odds go up to 33.6%. With a loss in regulation, their playoff odds go down to 4.2%. So, which drops 12%. So, this is a big game for the Detroit Red Wings. On the flip side, the Maple Leafs know they're most likely third in the division. With a loss in regulation, the odds of them being the wild card one are 12.1%. I don't see them getting chased down by the Tampa Bay Lightning for the wild cards or for the Atlantic 3 spot. And this is another spot very similar to the last game we just talked about with Tampa Bay and Washington, where one team has something to play for, the other one really doesn't, which makes it hard to back the team that doesn't. But in this game, I could see the Leafs coming out and playing well. I think this line's correct. Once again, I think this line should be around 165, 170 for the Maple Leafs. So, and I think this line should be more towards a 6. So maybe an under in this game. I'm seeing Samsonov projected now for the Maple Leafs, which has been better in the second half of the season than obviously he was in the first half, where he couldn't stop a beach ball. I have no interest in this game. I will definitely be watching this game because, and here's the thing, I don't need to play either of these, like the Lightning game or the Maple Leaf game here, or the Capitals Red Wings games here, because I had 2-1 on the Islanders to make the playoffs. And if the Islanders were to win today, I would just need the Lightning and the Leafs to win, and the Islanders are in the playoffs. And I can have my investment that way rather than investing more in a spot that I'm not comfortable with. So I have no interest in this game. Very interested in watching this game because there are playoff implications and things along those lines for this game, but I have no interest in betting this game. We'll move on. 6 games left on the card here for the NHL. We have the Ottawa Senators and the Montreal Canadiens. We go from a couple games that mean a lot, everything for teams, to a game that means nothing for either team. Line opened up at a 145. It's up to a 154 now for Ottawa. And the line opened up at a 6.5 minus 106. And the line's not moved. We have 67% of the tickets and 98% of the cash on the Senators, with the line moving towards the Senators here in this spot. 50-50 split on the tickets. I think this line should be a 6.5. And I thought this line should be around a 150 for the Senators. I think this line's priced correctly. This game means absolutely nothing. And when you look at it here, in my head, the Canadiens had a successful year. Even though this is the battle for last place in the Atlantic Division with the Montreal Canadiens, 1 point behind the Ottawa Senators with the same amount of games. And the Canadiens, for me, one of my favorite preseason bets was Montreal over 72.5 points. I didn't bet any preseason futures, but that was one I really had circled, was Montreal over their point total. It was one of my favorite ones, and they're up to 73 points. They got their point total this year. This game means absolutely nothing. I see no value in this game, so I'm not going to be betting this one. So this is going to end up being a pass here for me. And we'll go back to the games that actually mean something. We have the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Boston Bruins. The Bruins minus 125 favorites, total 6 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where we have the Bruins open up at a 115 favorites. They're up to 135 now. I think this line's moved too much. Line opened up at a 6 at even money. It's still at that 6 number there. Let's take a look at what the cash flow is. Let's see if it's just the bets putting yeah. Wow. 78% of the tickets are on the Bruins, but 80% of the cash is on the Penguins. With the line moving the way it is, it's kind of interesting there. I have this game. I mean, it could be Olmark, it could be Swayman. I do not know. Again, and then we have Nedeljkovic confirmed in this game. The Penguins have been playing really well as of late. And they have now played themselves into the wild card 2 spot, where they have a 1-point lead over both the Red Wings and the Capitals and the Flyers, with a game in hand on the Flyers and the same amount of games played as the Capitals and the Red Wings. I think the Penguins win this game. And my numbers have the Penguins around minus 120 favorites in this game, which shocks me that this line has moved this much. I know I swore off betting the Penguins, but I'm going to bet Pittsburgh in this game here. I'm getting plus 105 on the Pittsburgh Penguins on bet 365 here. This is a Penguins team that is going to make the playoffs, which I was wrong about this year because of the way they've played as of late. They have received points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight games. Their only losses, they're 7-0-3 in their last 10 games. The only losses they've had were in overtime against Colorado, overtime against Columbus, and overtime against Toronto, all 3 of those games on the road. They haven't lost a home game since the Rangers on March 16th, where they lost 7-4. Since then, at home, they've been so dominant. 6-3 win over the Red Wings, 4-1 over the Hurricanes, 3-2 over the Blue Jackets, 5-4 over the Lightning, 6-5 over the Detroit Red Wings. And this is a Penguins team that is getting hot at the right time. And they can mess around and find out. And potentially, I mean, they're going to get either the Hurricanes or the Rangers in the first round. I think there's a good chance that they can play the Hurricanes in the first round and maybe give them a good fight. They can really compete in a playoff series. Nedeljkovic has looked good. Other than last game, he did not look particularly great. But for me, I think the wrong team's favored in this spot. I'm taking the Penguins at plus 105 in this game. Hey, buddy, have an awesome day. What's good, Dad? You as well. And tell Ryan good luck in his Taekwondo competition today. We'll move on. 4 games left on the NHL card. The Nashville Predators and the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Preds minus 270 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. The status of Saros, I believe, is up in the air. I'm assuming he's going to be in net today. If not, it'll be I wouldn't be surprised maybe if it's Askarov. I don't know if they called him up from the Milwaukee Admirals, though. This line opened up on BetOnline minus 295. It stayed there. Opened up at 6.5 plus 104. It's still there. Looking at the cash flow in this game here, we have 96% of the tickets are on the Preds. Line's not moved. And no cash flow on this total. I could see an over in this game. The Blue Jackets are well out. They're 17 points behind the Devils for 7th in the Metro. And they've lost 3 in a row. They've only scored 2 goals in their last 3 games. Granted, they played in Carolina, in Tampa, in Florida. And now going to Nashville is not a fun spot either. They go to Nashville, and then they end the season at home against Carolina, with Carolina potentially being able to clinch the Metro Division in that game. I don't see the Columbus Blue Jackets winning another hockey game this year. I don't. And even though it's the back-to-back here for the Preds, this game, I believe, means nothing for the Preds because I think they're in that wild card 1 spot pretty securely. With a win, 97.3%, 97.4% for the wild card 1 spot. And actually, this game does mean something because if they lose this game in regulation, it goes down to a 64.4%, and there's a 35.6% that chance that the Vegas Golden Knights take the wild card 1 spot there and get to go up against the Pacific Division winner, which I'm hoping is the Edmonton Oilers, rather than having to face the Dallas Stars in the first round for the Vegas Golden Knights there. So you do have some incentive there to try to catch Nashville. I don't see it happening here. I don't. And I lean over the total. Over the total 6.5 in this game is kind of where I want to go. I have this game priced at a 7. So I have this game at a 7. And whoa, 5.5. Yeah, I'm going to take the over 5.5 minus 130 on FanDuel. I just think that's a wrong number. And I will go ahead and that's the Boston game. Whoops. I was going to say that line does not look right. I knew that was a 6.5. But yeah, over 6.5. FanDuel even money. I'm going to take the over 6.5 in this game. For Preds and Blue Jackets here. In this one, because I see the Preds being able to put up some goals in this game. So let me log into FanDuel so I can go ahead and bet the over 6.5 here at even money. Let's see. Go. Boom. We are in. All right, cool. We'll move on. I do have a play on this game. I did a free pick video for this game last night. We have the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. The Oilers minus 135 home favorites, total 6.5 in this game. This is a big game for the Pacific Division. Line opened up at a 130. It's up to 138 for the Edmonton Oilers. Line opened up at a 6F plus 104, and it stayed there. We have 71% of the tickets are on the Canucks, with the line moving towards the Oilers. 80% of the tickets are on the under in this game. And I can understand the line moving towards the under in this game. I have this game projected for 6.5. But I could see this being a playoff style hockey game. And why is that? Because basically the Pacific Division is on the line here in this one, where if the Vancouver Canucks win this game in regulation, they have a 98.3% chance at winning the Pacific Division. If they lose this game in regulation, it's a 50-50 split for this, with the Oilers being 1 point behind them with a game in hand, is the way that would work, because the Oilers entered this game 3 points behind the Canucks with 1 game in hand. The Canucks, after this game, will go and they will play the Calgary Flames, and then they will finish their season in Winnipeg. On the flip side, Edmonton, after this game, will go home, play San Jose, go to Arizona, and that's a really tricky game against Arizona, because that'll be the last game of Arizona's season, and that'll be the last game in Arizona as they're moving to Salt Lake City next year. And then they'll finish their season in Colorado, which I don't think that'll be a meaningful game for Colorado at that time. So this is a massive game for the Edmonton Oilers to try to get the Pacific Division crown. And I think they do in this game. I'm on the Oilers -1 in this game. I got the Oilers -1 at plus 110 last night. And why I went -1 rather than the -135, number one, it was -140 when I bet it last night. And I'm looking for the Oilers to have an incentive in this game to win this game in regulation. They win this game in overtime does them no good. Because their playoff odds, their odds to win the division will go up a whopping 1% if they win this game in overtime. If they win this game in regulation, it goes up 24.5%. If you're the Canucks, you'll take an overtime loss in this game because your odds to win the division is still 74%. So I am putting an emphasis on the Oilers winning this game in regulation, which means you could just bet Oilers in regulation. I want the -1 just in case it goes to overtime. I can push it because still I think they can win this game. I'm on the Oilers -1 at plus 110. It was one of my favorite plays today. I look for them to take care of business here at home. Yeah. Tim, I didn't know you had a show. I'm Nick. But yeah, we have a show. It's called the Earle Sports Bet Show. It's every single morning. Joe phone should be charged by tomorrow. Yeah, over. Yeah, I kind of lean under in this game. And I like a lot of oversight. I kind of lean under in this spot because I can see this being a playoff style hockey game. There. LOL, that's what makes it so fair. We'll move on. 2 games left, and we have a -400 favorite with the LA Kings. Total 5.5 in this game against the Anaheim Ducks. Line opened up at it's a 340 on BetOnline. It's a 400 on Bovada, which is where I typed up this line. Line opened up at a 5.5 -120. It's still there. We got a revenge spot in this game because last time these two teams played, the Ducks beat the Kings 3-1 in Anaheim. We have really no ticket information in this game here. And I don't think this has much implications to this game because I believe the Kings can be chased, my bad, by the Vegas Golden Knights. With a win in regulation, it goes up to 80.8%. With a loss in regulation, they are favored to be the wild card 2 and go up against Dallas in the first round. So if you're a Vegas Golden Knights fan, you're rooting for the Duckies tonight, who have an 11.5% chance at the draft lottery, and that's not going to change. There is 0% chance of that changing at all in this game. It looks pretty set in stone there that they're going to have the 11.5% chance there. I can only look Kings in this game, even at this monstrous price tag, just because they lost to the Ducks a couple games ago. But there's no interest for me to bet this game at all. It is not a meaningless game. It's a game where the Kings should go in and take care of business, and maybe that just means lay the puck line with the Kings, but that's minus 142. So I have absolutely no interest in this game. They've priced me off the Kings. Maybe the only way to go in this game, maybe it's a Kings team total over, which if you're looking for Kings, LA Kings total goals, 3.5 minus 146. Never mind. They have priced me off of any type of play in this game. Love the Seattle Kraken spot, plus 205. I took the over in that game. I took over 5.5 in that spot after Dallas got shut out. I mean, there's probably line value on the Kraken there. That's probably not a bad look here. And we'll end the card with a meaningless game at 10:30 here between the Minnesota Wild and San Jose Sharks. Both teams have been eliminated from the playoffs. The Sharks have a 25% chance to win the draft lottery. This game means more to the Sharks than it does the Wild, and it's for the Sharks to lose this game in regulation because their chances of winning the draft lottery would go up 0.2%. From 25.3% to 25.5% to win the draft lottery with a loss in regulation in this game. I'm expecting Mackenzie Blackwood and it's Jesper Wallstedt for the Minnesota Wild in this game. And maybe this is just a wild puck line type of game because the Sharks have given up. I mean, they're the worst team in hockey by far. They have 2 games left. They're both on the road. This is the last game in San Jose of the year for them. So maybe they get up for the last home game. I don't see it. I really don't. And maybe this is just the wild puck line with them stepping up and trying to play well again around Wallstedt, but they kind of did that against Chicago. So which leads me to no play in this game, no interest in this game, and this game that won't be on my radar at all. I do not care about this game, and there's no value on this game. So this is a simple pass to end the card here. So that is everything for today's card. That is just perfect timing. We just finished the NHL card.
Oh, shit.
There you go. Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, shit. Well, I'm late. What's up, guys?
And before we head out, anything you like for today? Then we're gonna head on out because we've already gone through all the games.
Yeah, my bad. I like a lot of unders. I've been live betting, the unders in the NHL games close to the end of the second period, beginning of the third period. Games that are the if it's a game that's maybe 2-1, 3-1, whatever, a blowout, just kind of betting on, maybe no goals scored, for the rest of the game, and to be honest, I've made a lot of money doing it. And, I see no one really talking about it at all. And I just really wanted to bring it up to, some people, that, if you got an under, right, and you're 6.5, right, and the game's 5-2 or whatever, 4-2, and you're sweating it out, right, you gotta think, right, it's going to end at that current score. If you bet the correct score, it might be plus 500, whatever. You can double down. You can, you could bet maybe a puck line, right? You go to correct score. If it's three,
But
if it's four.
if it's 4-2, are you worried about the empty net?
Well, that's the thing. If you're worried about the empty net, bet the correct score 5-2. You just gotta kind of gamble, but the odds are so much higher that you can maybe $20 on it. You cover yourself, instead of like
Fair.
cashing out or betting the other side. You can just kind of hedge yourself a little bit with the correct score, and no one ever talks about it, and it's what's made me money. Just unders, man. It's the under game, man. Late in games, just betting the fucking unders. I don't know. I wish I could have talked about it. I like the Rangers game under big time, to be completely honest with you.
I really like that over. I already bet that over.
I know. I heard you talking about it. That's why I didn't say anything. But I think that one goes under. The Kraken game, I think, goes under. And a lot of the values right now, they're not that great. But if you look live game, right? If you think a game's going under, and there's 1 goal, 2 goals in the first period, especially now late in the year, which some teams don't care. Some teams that are in the playoffs, they need the win. They just want to kind of lock down. You can kind of get the under, man. Like it's a real thing.
Especially if you get tied late, and teams are more willing to settle for a draw type of thing as
right.
well.
It's the time of the year too, where you can really get those third period unders really, really good. And I don't know, man.
My argument against the third period unders is teams that are teams like the Capitals today, and maybe the Penguins today, and the Red Wings today, that could be trailing because they're dogs. They could be trailing heading into the third period, and they're going to be more aggressive pulling their goalies, trying to tie up a game later because of the playoff implication, how important some of these games are, so they can pull the goalie earlier.
Right. Well, the thought behind it also is
also the teams that don't care. Like if we're getting the Ducks and the Sharks type of matchup, my question is, you're an Anaheim Duck player, you're a San Jose Shark player, your season's over, and you have your tee times already scheduled for 3 weeks from now. Who really wants to jump in front of a puck and get injured with 2 games left in meaningless hockey games?
Right. Well, it's on the other side too. It's if the team that's favored is up by 2 to 3 goals, it's my automatic bet to bet the correct score or the under, current under. It's actually weird. Sometimes if the game is 4-1 and the under 5.5 is at plus 180. Sometimes the correct score, if you go down, you scroll down, the correct score, the same thing, the same bet, it's the same exact score, will be maybe like plus 220. And I'm not sure about that. I don't know. It varies, sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I've been doing. If the team that's favored, that's to win, especially now late in the year, they want to buckle down. Like they're not going to let an extra puck go in for no reason. They're just let's how you doing, keep it moving type of scenario. Like all right, the game's won, the game's lost. Let's coast by. So I don't know. That's my thought on that. It varies though, especially in the playoffs. Then that's not going to be the same thing because everyone.
I think he froze. I think we lost Joe there. We'll head over to the chat real quick, and then we'll recap, and then we'll head on out though. He says he likes the over 2 in that Stars game. I did play the over in that Stars game. Teams awful lost and shot less than 45 times last game, and now a dog are 20-9. And if they have rainbow sprinkles before the games, it goes up to 21-8. I like it. And they had rainbow sprinkles, right? They did have rainbow sprinkles. So that's the Kraken. All right. Then Joe Kryptonite saying that. Money Mike says, donating to the Kraken. I thought you were done with them. LOL. There's a reason to take Dallas, and we have shots and angles hit for the Kraken there. Yeah, we lost Joe there. That's fine though. It is what it is. I think they were looking ahead to this one potentially. I'm just shit talking. I took Dallas yesterday. Yeah, fair enough. It's all good. What's up, Joe? Then Bulls came through last night. There you go. Don't you think the Isles have to pull the goalie super early if they're down? I.e., last night with the Carolina game. That's exactly what I was thinking. I want teams pulling goalies when I have over. So, yeah. We discussed this on last call. There you go. Mike doing a UFC stream tonight. Hell yeah. There you go. But we'll recap everything, and then we will head on out in Major League Baseball. We're getting our day started at 1:10, so a little less than an hour away. Minnesota, Detroit over 7.5. New York Mets -1, -112. White Sox first 5 money line -105. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia first 5 under 5 -120. Braves run line -120 as well. And then later in the night, 8:10 with the St. Louis Cardinals -108. The San Diego Padres +165, and the Chicago Cubs at -134. In the NHL, we're getting our day kicked off in 5 minutes. The New York Rangers and the New York Islanders over the total of 5.5. We have Seattle and Dallas over 5.5. We have the Philadelphia Flyers at -125. Buffalo, Florida over 5.5. Columbus and Nashville over 6.5. The Pittsburgh Penguins at +105, and finishing our night off with the Edmonton Oilers -1 at +110. I want Nick to join, but I think he can't hang out. Yeah, I have my plans for today. But yeah, all good. So on your channel, yeah, there you go. But that is going to do it for today's show. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.